Hello, my name is Christian Mousset. That would require some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let them look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is of a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat to make all things split. Dear Eurydice, last night I dreamed that we climbed to the top of Mount Olympus and we made love. And then, water started flowing from every follicle of your hair. And I asked you, I said, why? Why is water falling from your hair? And you said that gravity is compelling. And then, I woke up, and I remembered that Eurydice is dead. I'm so scared, Eurydice. Please, come back. Thank you very much.
My name is Vincent. My dear Orpheus, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. I was afraid. I'm not worthy of you, but I still love you. I think. Don't look for me again. You would be lost for music here, and I want you to be happy. I want you to marry again. To my husband's next wife. Be gentle. Don't fail to notice that his face flushes pink like a bride's when you kiss him. Give him lots to eat. He often forgets to eat when he gets hungry. And when he's sad, give him kisses on the forehead, and I will thank you, because he is a young prince, and his crown often falls down around his ears. I wouldn't call myself a perfectionist. I don't believe in words that end in ist. Fascist, racist, sadist. You might be all of those things. I don't know. I don't know you all that well. What I do know is the way you ordered your latte just now tells me that you think very little of me, that you've dehumanized me, that I'm nothing more than an espresso-making machine to you. But am I not human? If you cut me, do I not bleed espresso? No, I don't. I bleed blood. Duh. So when you order your double-cap whip wrap, the least you can do is look me in the eyes and say, "Hi, how are you? Good, thanks, and you? Good. There, was that so hard? Then you can tell me what you'll have." You want to talk to my manager? Well, I want to talk to the High Commissioner for Human Rights at the UN and report you for crimes against humanity, but we don't always get what we want, do we? Oh. And I'm the manager here, the store manager, and today happens to be my last day. Hello, my name is Brianne Perkins. Oh, good Yahweh. What should I do to win my Lord again? Good friend, go to him! For by this light of heaven, I know not how I lost him. Here, I kneel. If ever my will did trespass against his love, either
either in discourse of thought or in actual deed, or that mine eyes, mine ears, or any sense delighted them in any other form, or that I do not yet, and never did, and never will, though he do shake me off to beggarly divorcement, love him dearly. Comfort forswear me. Unkindness do much, and his unkindness may defeat my life, but never taints my love. I cannot say a word. It does abhor me. Now I speak the word to do the act that might the addition earn, not the world massive vanity could make me. You cannot love a vagina unless you love hair. Many people do not love hair. My first and only husband hated hair. He said it was cluttered and dirty. He made me shave my vagina. It looked puffy and exposed like a little girl. But this excited him. When we made love, my vagina felt the way a beard must feel. It felt good to rub it, and painful, like scratching a mosquito bite. It felt like it was on fire. There were screaming red bumps, and I refused to shave it again. Then, my husband had an affair. When we went to marital therapy, he said he screwed around because I wouldn't please him sexually. I wouldn't shave my vagina. The therapist had a German accent and would gasp between sentences to show her empathy. She asked me why I didn't want to shave my vagina, why I didn't want to please my husband. I told her because I thought it was weird. And I felt little when my hair was going down there. And I couldn't help talking in a baby voice. And the skin got irritated, and even calamine lotion wouldn't help it. She said, marriage is a compromise. I asked her if shaving my vagina would help my husband to stop screwing around. She said, questions diluted the process. I needed to jump in. She was sure this was a good beginning. This time, when we got home, he got to shave my vagina. It was like a therapy bonus prize. And he clipped it a few times, and there was a little blood in the bathtub, but he didn't even notice because he was so happy shaving my vagina. Then, later on, when my husband was pressing against me, I could feel his spiky sharpness sticking into my naked, puffy vagina. There was no protection, no fluff. I realized then that hair is there for a reason. It's the leaf around the flower, the lawn around the house. You have to love hair in order to love a vagina. You can't pick the part you want. And besides, my husband never stops screwing around. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brandy Champagne. What beast wast been that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. To be more than what you were, you would be so much more than man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would,
while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed its brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this. I'm not judging you. I lived at home until I was 21. Yeah, Sam still lives at home. When he first moved here, he had this, like, super controlling girlfriend, and I think they lived together. But then they broke up. I think he broke up with her, yeah. And now he lives with his parents. He lives in, like, the attic or something. Yeah, he's really weird. Hey, did you know that he has a retarded brother? Well, maybe I wasn't supposed to tell you that. I mean, it's no big deal. My ex-boyfriend had a cousin with Down syndrome, and she used to constantly like to flash me her tits. You know, one time I went to a family reunion, and she tried to show me her tits like 17 times, and I would just be like, "Awesome, Ruth. Thank you." And I would just try not to look at her weird nipples. Yeah. Thank you. I said turn it off. Nobody laughs at me because I laugh first. At me. Me from Seattle, me with no education, me with no talent, as you have kept reminding me my entire life. Well, Mama, look at me now. Look where I'm going. I'm not staying in burlesque. I'm moving. Maybe up, maybe down. But wherever I'm going, I'm having the time of my life. Because for the first time, it is my life. And I am loving it. I am loving every second of it. I am Gypsy, Rosalie, and I love her. And if you don't, you can just clear out. Now. A C? A C? I got a C on my coat hanger sculpture? Who gets a C in coat hanger sculpture? May I ask a question? Was I judged on the piece of sculpture itself? If so, is it not true that time alone can judge a work of art? Or was I judged on my talent? If so, is it fair that I be judged on a part of my life over which I have no control? If I was judged on my talent, I can tell you right now that I was judged unfairly, for I tried as hard as I could. Or was I judged on what I had learned from this project? If so, is it not true that you, my teacher, are also being judged on your ability to transmit your knowledge to me? Are you willing to share my seat? Or perhaps I was being judged on the quality of coat hanger itself. If so, is this not so unfair? How am I to be judged on the quality of coat hanger that is used by the trifling establishment that returns our garments? Is this not the responsibility of my parents? Should they not share my seat?
Hi, my name is JC Doming. No, it happened to me. It didn't happen to you. I didn't want to love you. It was a force too strong for me. It swept me into your arms, and I prayed against it. You don't know what it's like to have someone have absolute power over you. No, you've never felt that way. You don't know what it's like to be utterly dependent on someone. I was utterly dependent on you, and it humiliated me. You see, my dear, I was in love with you. But your heart was your own, you were free, and no one could hurt you. My dear Sir Robert, you are ruined. Remember to what a point your Puritanism in England has brought you. Nowadays, everyone is to pose as a paragon of purity. And what's the result? You all go over like ninepins, one after the other. It used to be that a scandal would give intensity to a man, or at least interest. Now they crush him. And yours is a particularly nasty scandal. You'd never survive it. If word got out that as a young man you sold cabinet secrets for a large sum of money and that was what you made your wealth and career off of, you would be hounded out of public life. And after all, Sir Robert, why would you risk your entire future rather than dealing diplomatically with your enemy? For the moment, I am your enemy. I admit it. Sooner or later, we all have to pay for what we do. You have to pay now. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Samantha Decatur. Don't come near me. Don't anyone come near me. I don't need words from you. I'm not threatening anybody. I don't even know why I'm here. So what, you don't remember Vince? Maybe Vince is the one that's crazy, making up all this family stuff. I don't care. I was just coming along for the ride. Thought it'd be a nice gesture. Besides, I was curious. He made all of you seem so familiar to me. In fact, I really believed that when I walked through that door, the people living here would be exactly like the people in my imagination. But I don't recognize any of you. Day after I turned 18, kissed folks goodbye, got on a Trailways bus, and I was headed for the big bad apple. I wanted to be a Rockette. Now let's get one thing straight. I never heard about the red shoes. I never saw the red shoes. I don't give a fuck about the red shoes. I wanted to be a Rockette because this girl from my hometown, Luella Heiner, she got out, got to New York, and she was a Rockette. She came to visit one Christmas. They gave her a parade. A goddamn parade. Twirled a friggin' baton in the rain for 2 hours. Well, she got knocked out that Christmas and never made it back. Thank you. Hi, my name is Alexis Lumiere. I want to talk to you about life. It's just too difficult to be alive, isn't it? And to try to function. There are all these people you have to deal with. I tried to buy a can of tuna fish in the supermarket, and there was this person standing right in front of where I wanted to reach out and grab the tuna fish. They were looking at the tuna fish too, but they were taking a real long time on it, reading the ingredients on each can like they were a book. A pretty boring book if you ask me. But nobody has. And so I waited a long while to see if they'd move, and they didn't. And I thought about asking them to move, but then I had this awful fear that it would do no good. No good at all to ask them. I mean, they'd probably just say something like, "We'll move when we're goddamn ready, you naggy bitch!" And then what would I do? And so I started to cry out of frustration, quietly as to not disturb anyone. And still, even though I was softly sobbing, this stupid person didn't grasp that I needed to get by them. And so I reached over with my fist and brought it down real hard on his head and screamed, "Would you kindly move, asshole?" And the person fell to the ground and looked totally startled. And some child nearby started to cry, and I was still crying, and I couldn't even imagine making use of the tuna fish now anyway. And so I shouted at the child to stop crying! I mean, it was drawing too much attention to me. And so I ran out of the supermarket, and I thought, I'll take a taxi to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I need all of pain. My hands, my poor hands. If you can imagine it, my hands used to be one of my finest features, including my hair and my eyes and all. Frankly, I had a nice figure. But my hands, they were musicians' hands. And when I was in the convent, I used to work so hard. I mean, if you can call it working when you're doing something that you love. And Sister Mary Elizabeth even said I was the best musician she'd ever met. And my father spoiled me. He sent me out for lessons, and he said after I was done at the convent, I could train in Europe. That was when I met him. And out of the two dreams that I had, becoming a nun was the more beautiful. What do we call it? What do we call it? Anybody? What do we call it? We call it the 10 Commandments, okay? The 10 Commandments. Not the 10 fucking suggestions. It's a fucking moral imperative, you miserable sacks of shit. I want to see that shit observed. And just to clarify, because I think there's some confusion, that shit applies to everybody, not just the fucking Jews. You know, you can't go to the Himalayas and covet your neighbor's wife's pussy and say, oh, well, her shit doesn't count. It fucking counts. And also, I want to say, I'm not just somebody up here spewing shit from their asshole. I think some of you numbnuts actually forgot that there's somebody who decides this shit. It's me. You can't even fucking remember the names of the state capitals, and you want to decide this deep moral shit? And so the next time you want to talk to me, or pray to me, about how you covet your neighbor's wife's pussy, forget about it, you dipshits. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rihanna Thor. Miss Lindy, I'm especially sorry that I behaved so poorly. I disgrace the people who let me stay at Green Gables with them. Even though I'm not a woman. What you said was true. I am skinny and ugly and I have red hair. What I said about you was also true, but I shouldn't have said it. Would you please forgive me? You wouldn't want to scar a poor orphan. I was watching